So last night, when the Timberwolves were playing the Rockets, the announcers, I remember, were talking about Patrick Beverley a lot. Patrick Beverley wasn't playing. They were going on about how Patrick Beverley has changed the culture for the Timberwolves, how much he's impacted their winning and stuff. And that's all true. And then when this was happening, I was thinking about the announcers and media and everyone else always talks about Ant, of course, because Ant's such a flashy player, such an exciting, young, fun player to watch. Or they'll talk about Karl-Anthony Towns, the two-time All-Star on this roster. And then, of course, there's Patrick Beverley and D'Angelo Russell, who will occasionally be talked about. But I feel there's always just one player that gets left out that I feel like people just don't really know, so they don't really talk about him. That's Jarred Vanderbilt, who, in my humble opinion, is the most underrated player in the NBA. Now, Jarred Vanderbilt, for those of you who don't know, he's our starting power forward, was a second-round pick by the Magic back in 2018. He spent his first 2 seasons in the league as a bench warmer, but was eventually traded to Minnesota in 2020 for Shabazz Napier. He slowly worked his way up to being a starter and being one of the most important players on this roster. I remember first seeing Jarred Vanderbilt, I think it was the preseason or early last season. I was thinking, man, this guy is really bringing the intensity, bringing the energy. Then now this season, the kind of improvement that he has made has been insane. Especially just even like during the season, the kind of improvement that he's made. One of our big problems last year was our defense. I mean, we just had no energy, no intensity. To be frank, our defense was just straight up bad. And Jarred Vanderbilt last season had a defensive rating of 110 or 109.7 if you don't round. Jarred Vanderbilt this season has a defensive rating of 102.3. That's how much he has improved. And like I said, even during the regular season, Jarred Vanderbilt made an improvement. He made an adjustment. He did what the Wolves needed him to do in order for us to find success and to win. I mean, the first 10 games of the season, he averaged only 6 rebounds per game. And one of our biggest struggles, I remember early on in the season, and if you remember other Timberwolves fans, was rebounding. We were letting other teams get offensive boards over us, and it just wasn't good. And since Jarred Vanderbilt has been a starter, he's averaged 10.6 rebounds per game. Now, taking a deeper look at the kind of impact he has on this team. I mean, first, like his rebounding that I mentioned before, Vando might be the best rebounder on this team, and I think he's one of the top rebounders in today's league. I mean, just look at his offensive rebounding. Vando is top 10 in the NBA in offensive rebounding at 3.2 per game. He's also tied for the highest rebounds per game with the Wolves at 9.3. Cat also averages 9.3, but keep in mind, Vando is averaging only 25.5 minutes per game compared to Cat, who's averaging well over 30. Now, I would call him Minnesota's glue guy because that's how important he is to this roster. When replacing him with backup forward Jaden McDaniels, the Wolves have a net rating of 4.4. But when Vando plays with the other 4 starters, that being Bev, Ant, D'Lo, and Cat, they have a net rating of 50.5. They have an offensive rating of 103.6 and a defensive rating of 86.4. Just so you know, this isn't inflated just because of minutes. This is the lineup with the most minutes played for the Wolves at 142 over 13 games. This is made possible by their versatile, highly intense defense that is large in part due to Jarred Vanderbilt and Patrick Beverley. When Jarred Vanderbilt is on the floor for the Timberwolves, they have a plus 9.7, and when he's off, they have a minus 6.9. That's a 16.6 difference. Oh yeah, I should also mention that in that Houston Rockets game, Jarred Vanderbilt had 21 points and 19 rebounds on 71% field goal and also had 8 dunks. So in conclusion, without Jarred Vanderbilt, the Wolves couldn't be where they are today and helping this team to win more. And currently we are the 8th seed with a 500 record. That man really deserves more recognition and appreciation. I know as a Timberwolves fan, I'm very happy we have Jarred Vanderbilt on this roster. Now, that's all I have for this video, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Please consider liking and subscribing so I can hit 200 subs. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.